future coaches. We have a current coach out at Princes Park at the moment. We appreciate very much Robert Walls giving us his time this morning. Thanks for joining us, Rob, on Sportsworld.
Hello, Drew. How are you?
I'm well. Yesterday's win didn't look as though it was a real bad loss for Carlton. Didn't look as though it was really bad. You wouldn't have been, well, really down in the dumps over that, apart from Wayne Johnston, I suppose.
Well, we would have been a lot happier had we won. There's no doubt about that. But I thought our players fought it out very well, so I was quite proud of their efforts, even though we did lose the game. And, you know, we'll be back there next week and we'll have another crack at it. Disappointing to have the injury to Wayne Johnston, because he does mean a lot to us, but that's the way it goes. You can't help those things.
Is he gone for the year?
I really don't know, Drew. I spoke to him last night. He was in hospital and he didn't sound too good. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Rob, just looking at the replacement for Johnson, Adrian Gleeson, I think you missed him yesterday, that extra smaller guy. Is he going to be available?
Yes, Adrian should be right. He very nearly played yesterday at selection on Thursday night. We considered him, but we just felt it was best for him to have a few more days. Actually, he's training this morning just beside me, so he'll definitely be right.
Rob, a couple of problems on the back line. I thought Hawthorn were able to get away from a couple of your players on occasions, and maybe you have to have a think about that before, well, if you do get to the grand final.
Well, our back line, you know, it's come under a lot of criticism over the year, but I think that the players there are working pretty hard. I certainly don't think our back line let us down yesterday. In fact, in that second quarter when Hawthorn kicked 6 goals, I think our forward line let us down because the ball just came out so easily from our forward line and put enormous pressure on the backs.
Robert, talking about your forward line, you took the ball into out of the centre more than what the opposition did, about 12 to 9 to 5, Madden dominating there, but you didn't capture or take advantage of that advantage of the centre.
No, I think you're right there. We cleared it more than the opposition, but I think in the conditions when we cleared it into our forward line, you know, the ball hit the ground and it was smothered and it was put over the boundary line, and it was just hard to get a clean break. Once we did get the break from the centre, it was hard to get a clean break right through to the goal square. I think that only happened once, and that was at the start of the third quarter when Madden to Naily to Silvani, and a point was scored.
Robert, what do you think the reason was for only one goal being scored at one end there? Was there a tremendous difference in the end?
Oh, there was certainly a strong breeze there. I didn't realise how strong it was until I went out at quarter time. And from that point on, you know, I was really aware of it. Looking at the game, I don't think we, the spectators, realised that it was really a strong breeze. And in fact, in that last quarter, 2 or 3 of our first kick-ins from full back, the wind held it up, and Michael Tuck's experience came to the fore, where he positioned well and he was able to mark.
Robbie, you'd be very glad of the extra day over your opponents who played a day, because you guys must have finished very tired, I would have thought.
Yes, we'll appreciate a 7-day week, Ron. We had a 6-day week last week. This time we've got 7 days to prepare. We'll be going to the game today to have a look at Melbourne and Collingwood, and you know, our boys have just finished a jog, and the boys who didn't play, the Gleesons and the Glascotts and the Buckleys, they're doing a skills session, so it does enable us to prepare that little bit better.
Robert, was there ever any thought maybe after half-time, particularly after Hawthorn's second quarter, that you may switch Dorotic into defence?
Yes, that was thought of. We thought, you know, maybe Dorotic to go back and Reece to go forward. But we did make one move. We put Silvani forward, and I think we weren't prepared to make 2 at that stage. And Silvani going to the forward line was probably the only real, you know, change that we did make at the half-time break.
Was the wet weather a deterrent to you, Robert, you know, for your marking abilities?
Oh, well, I think it certainly didn't help, but it didn't help Hawthorn either. They're very much a skillful team who used the ball well, a possession team, and I think, if anything, it probably affected them more than us.
Robert, who would you rather play next week?
Well, I don't care, Drew. Both sides are good opposition. You know, Collingwood have beaten us twice this year, Melbourne have beaten us twice, so we have a healthy respect for both of them. And no matter who it is, we know it'll be a hard game, because it'll be a do-or-die game.
Well, Robert Walls, Carlton coach, thanks very much for giving us your time this morning and breaking away from training at Princes Park. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Drew.